Hi and welcome to the UK and Ireland Meta Report. My name's Baz the Bard, and as always, I've been joined by James Ashall.
Howdy, how are we doing today?
Yeah, not too bad, you?
Yeah, I'm good. Great weekend.
Brilliant. Okie dokie. So we have started Skirmish Season 5. We are covering Blitz only, as Sealed isn't really a meta. So we're going to see how Blitz develops over the next 4 weeks as we cover the Skirmish season. And it is jammed packed full of stores running skirmishes. So what have we got coming up then, James?
So, first of all, we have Just Play and Athena Games. There were the two skirmishes we had at the weekend, so we're
Yep.
going to check those out and see what heroes appeared. We then also have the UK weather report, as we'll do, to see what's going on within the UK within Skirmish. Then we've got a couple of additional stuff to discuss. So, we've got the UKTC, we have Nationals, and then we've got the Skirmish events going forward as well.
Indeed. Okie dokie. So, as always, if you enjoy the show, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's start a discussion on where we think this Blitz season is going to go. Tick that like button so it can be shared with other like-minded people like yourselves. And let's see if we can hit 700 subscribers. We're about halfway at the minute. So, yeah, that'd be quite cool. And we are at Just Play. So, Just Play kicked off the Road to National season last month. And now they're kicking off the Skirmish season.
So, looks like someone took my advice, but go Benji.
Go Benji. Go Benji or go home. There's only 5 players that turned up to this event, so a little bit disappointing that they only got 5 players. Can be Road to National burnout. There was a lot of players trying to get qualifications for Road to Nationals, smashing that 90-day XP. It takes its toll. And players have probably taken a little bit of a break from it. Also, Skirmish being a Blitz format, kind of like tends to be tries to bring on newer players into the tournament scene.
Yeah, I think having Skirmish like the week straight after a Road to Nationals was just a bit too much.
It is what it is. Well, I mean, we've seen the LSS schedule. It is literally there is no let up. It is you go from one tournament format into the next tournament format. Maybe because this ends like 2 weeks before nationals, we might get a bit of a lull. Let people sort of like just play test and then hit that nationals, and then it'll. You know what I mean? Is there going to be a break? I don't know. The end of August, we've got the next Pro Tour, so it's just like, okay, maybe people are practicing, for those Pro Tour places, to do well in that event. But obviously, not everybody's going to Pro Tour. Okay, so 2 Benji, 1 Bolton, 1 Dash, 1 Valda. So it's quite nice to see a Valda come out. Whether or not that was an Earth Law Sift, quite a janky deck to try and get as many seismic surges as possible by drawing cards. I don't know. But it's nice to see her all the same.
Yeah, I think with like the new heroes, you're going to see some interesting things now. Like we've got Phi, Jamai, Valda, Genghis, what you need, whatever it's called. I'd love to see one of those come out.
Yeah, but it's the same with Cavdine. They're like outlier decks. It's sort of like you kind of take them for a meme. They're not really a deck in its own right. People tend to go full aggro. Righty, so top 4. So top 4 looks like this. We lost 1 Benji.
Oh wow!
So we have Joe Fletcher on Dash, George Bowles on Valda, Sam Williams on Bolton, and Matt Wewell on Benji. Okay, so that is our top 4. So well done to everybody who got into the top 4. Commiserations to the player number 5. So we have a final between Joe Fletcher on Dash and Matt Wewell on Benji. Now, Joe got a top 4 Road to Nationals place at Just Play. And Matt Wewell got a top 4 at EH Gaming in York. And I think he played Prism that day.
Okay.
So Dash versus Benji. Where are you going?
Well, you know where my heart is. Because I like Benji personally. It's whether Dash just goes Techno Pounder, boost. Because I know Benji's blocking capabilities aren't always the best. I I think I'll go against my heart and I'll say dash, because I just think the Teklo Pounder boost go is just going to overwhelm Benji far too much. And with Benji's, it doesn't have much great armor, and it can block well with like flick flacks and stuff, and the extra combo off the flick flack. But I think overall a match, I think dash takes it. I think it's just far too aggressive.
That's if he was playing Teklo Pounder. He might be playing
That's if
Induction
he
Chamber.
if he was playing Teklo Powder, correct.
Okay, so you're going dash, right?
I think so, yeah. Dash.
Okay, 1-0. Well done, mate.
Oh,
Dash
okay.
won it, and he was on a Teklo Pounder build. So normally with a Teklo Pounder, it's really aggressive, but you can play a fatigue game against them because they'll literally, they're burning through their deck in two ways, either boosting or using their cards for for actually attack actions coming at you. But yeah, it's a very powerful deck. Hayden Dale showed it off, didn't he, on a deck.
Yeah, and I think with the Benji build, like especially the ones I know, whether they've changed slightly, I'm not entirely sure. It's just Benji just doesn't want to block. It wants to do that one-turn combo. It wants to do its own thing, like we saw at Battle Hardened with the version I played. Just that whole go wide, play 13, 14 cards, and naturally you want your full grip of hand to do that. So I think depending on sort of who went first, if you could get the combo off, that's why I felt Dash was probably slightly favoured in this matchup.
Cool. Yep. So Joe Fletcher won with Dash Pounder. So he's off to the races. Even Joe and Matt would have won some mats. So play mats, I should say. And that's it. Yeah, right, cool. So off to Athena game. So slightly more players for this one. So we had 10 players over in Norfolk. I just need to say thanks to Defunks for all the information from Just Play. Thank you. So Athena games in Norfolk, 10 players spread across 6 heroes. So this is a land of Dory, it seems. We didn't see much from Norfolk during the Road to National season, but Dorinthia has come out. Phi, Briar, Dromai, Kano. It's very strong in Blitz last season, in season 4, because not many people are packing a full suite of null runes and 1 prism. I wouldn't have thought that would be a aura build. That's more of a
Pummel Herald, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Transmogrify now. Transmogrify, Veiled Intentions, maybe pumping up some heralds, or that would be quite a good way. The aura build hasn't done particularly well in Blitz. I might be wrong. It might have been an aura build. I don't know. That's me hedging my bets. It tends to be more of an aggressive one instead of try and control the game. So top 4. Top 4 is 1 Prism, 1 Briar, 1 Dorinthia, and 1 Phi. So all the Dorinthias bar 1 has been cut down. So we had Eric Sievers on Prism, and he went 4-0. Simon George on Phi, he went 2-2. Adam Hale on Briar, he went 3-1. And Nick Walsh on Dorinthia went 3-1. Okay, so that's our lineup. So Prism did really well. So well done, Eric.
Yeah, so it'd been a Prism Briar basically playoff. So they'd both been 3-0, and I guess Prism took that to go 4-0, and Briar dropped to 3-1.
Maybe
that's what I would assume.
You had a Dory on 3-1 as well, so it could have been.
It could have been that then.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Okay, but what I do know is semi-final. The final was between Eric Sievers on Prism, so he didn't suffer curse of King of Swiss, versus Adam Hale on Briar. So we've got Prism versus Briar in the final. Now we know Prism's going to be pretty much a CMH deck. I would have thought.
Yeah.
That's what it generally tends to be now, unless he's doing a cheeky Caution deck that it somehow works in Blitz. But I've never seen a Caution deck in the UK. But, yeah. What do you reckon?
I don't know. Like, it just depends on what that Briar build is. I don't think it'll be a channel mount build. I think it could be just like Nimblism, like just pump, a bit like Azalea, like a pump Ravenous Rabble or Swamping Blue Veil, something like that, into Rosetta.
That is pretty much a CMH build, what you're talking about.
But I don't know if it without the channel mounts though. It's just sort of more non-attack actions, pump it, go again trigger, like lightning surges
Yeah.
and all of that thing. I don't think in Blitz you basically play the channel mount. You might, but I would have thought it'd be a bit resource heavy in Blitz and would be too slow.
Yeah, it depends if you can get one out and then you're just like everything's coming in for 7.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'll go Briar. I'll take a stab at Briar.
Wow, mate. 2-0. Well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what build it was?
Yeah, it was a Channel Mount heroic build.
Oh, it was a CMH build.
It was a CMH build, yeah. So I don't know what the prison build was, but I would be very interested to find out what Eric used. So Eric, if you're watching, if you can put it in the comments what prison build you had. So thanks to Steve Thompson for providing all this information. That's was very kind of you, mate. We had a bit of a back and forth over Discord, but thank you for that. Righty. So this is the map, the updated map. See, I've kind of like, I'm getting in my stride. I've already put where they're winning and what game stores it was.
It looks empty compared to the last time we looked at
it. There is so many skirmishes though. This is going to be absolutely chock-a-block. So I think what I'll do is they're going to be quite big if it's a new edition, but then I might have to shrink them over the course of it. Otherwise, we ain't going to see no UK map here. So Briar for Athena Games and Just Play for Dash. Well done, everybody, for winning. Okay, so UKTC is coming up. I am running it. I need to kind of get my thumbnails a bit better here. So UKTC is the UK Team Championship. I've run it for other games. I'm running it for Flesh and Blood. It's on Sunday, the 24th of August. The entry is £45 per team. And it's a team of 3. If you can pay me through PayPal on Baz the Bard at Gmail, that would be really cool. Put it through as a friend's payment because all monies taken will be going through to prizing. I am not going to take any money out of this. Everything will be going into giving it back to the players involved. So I've got to buy some play mats that I've made. There'll be some dog tags made, so you've got a sort of like a memento of your team taking part in it. And there are some other prizes which we will go on to now. So what I normally do is I do a fastest win. So I'm hoping to do fastest win prizes. So it will be based on class. So if you're the fastest win in a warrior overall, you'll get a couple more boosters just to say well done. But James Armstrong has basically donated a couple of playmats. And now I've added some playmats in as well. So every round will have a playmat up for grabs. So if you are the fastest, if you win the fastest for this, say round 1, stick your hand up, you win yourself a playmat. So the playmats on offer are Spew Shadow playmat, Light It Up playmat, a Doomsday playmat, and a Genis What You Need playmat. So they will be the ones on offer. The Doomsday and the Genis was kindly donated by James Armstrong. So thank you very much for that, James. That is greatly appreciated. Thank you. If anybody else wants to donate prizes and, stores watching, you can get a little plug for your store because this is a community event. And we will be taking this further into, for years to come. It will be hosted at Manor Screw, Chancery House, 52 Sheep Street, Northampton. A lot of people know where that is. Mark has kindly said, yes, you can use it on the day. He will, I will go to him with all the entry money and basically just say, look, how much can I buy? This is kind of like what I want to do. And then they will be given away. So I'm hoping to do every win you'll get a booster, and then the winners will get a little bit more. So they'll get a trophy, they'll get some play mats, and hopefully get a few more boosters to say thank you. There is a website, www.uktc2016.weebly.com. It's a bit of a mouthful. I am waiting for my domain name to be transferred over, but that is the website at the moment. There are 2 teams entered out of the 16. If I don't get a full 16 teams, I will slightly change the tournament. I want to give you a full day's worth of gaming. Okay, I don't want to do just 3 rounds and that's it. Thank you very much. So if we get a full 16 teams, it will be 4 rounds, then top cut. Okay, if I don't get a full 16 teams, then it might be a round robin tournament. So, you know what I mean? You're going to play everybody there. So it is dependent on, you know, you guys taking it up and getting involved. But it is a good day. There are quite a few players that have come from other gaming systems that have played in the UKTC, you know, whether or not it be X-Wing or Game of Thrones or Legend of the Five Rings or even Shadespire for Games Workshop. Okay, so jump on board, join in. It is a really good laugh. Play with your mates, not against them. All right. Okay, so National Championship, the 17th to the 18th of September at Dark Sphere Shepherd's Bush. We know people qualify for this. You know, we covered this in the last 4 weeks. Nationals Day 1. It's going to be 96 players. And there's going to be side events, Team Classic Constructed, Ultimate Pit Fight and Team Blitz on day 1. Gaming starts, it starts at like 9ish for registration and will go on till about 10:30 at night, depending on if you're joining in the side events. Side events will run concurrently and not run at the same time. So if you can play Team Classic Constructed, you can play Team Blitz later on in the evening. All right? Yeah.
I think there's a big armory the night before as well on the 16th.
All right. Get your licks in, yeah.
Yeah, get your licks in. So I think their schedule is basically playtesting for the entire week. They've basically got it scheduled out for playtesting Monday to Thursday, and then Friday playtesting in the morning, and then I think there's an armory at 7. So any sort of people who want to get some practice in the night before might be a good one for people to come down to, because it could be like a 40, 50, 60 person armory, which would be, I think, one of the biggest in the UK, right?
Yeah, it'll be brilliant. I mean, last time Living Realms run sort of like a Blitz event on the Friday. So, yeah, I mean, if they're running something on the Friday, people will get down there, join in the evening, you know, blow off a few cobwebs, you know, and sorry, get, you know, try and hone those decks a little bit more. Or you might even get a few players just go, this ain't working, I'm just going to scrap my deck and build something new for the morning. You know what I mean? It does happen.
And then if you like me, go to the pub, because I'm not playing in the tournament. I'll be there. I'll be there day 2 for the PTI, but day 1, anybody wants to go to the pub Friday night, I'll be there with you.
Well, there might be a few people making up teams for the Classic Constructed or Blitz.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, oh, yeah, you in the side event, brilliant, fantastic. Join me. So yeah, Nationals Day 2, it will probably be a cut of 24 like there was last year. If you're in the top cut of 24, then there are cash prizes. You get some cash straight away for it. Well done. You're in the money. You might have paid for your weekend. Hotels around about £300 for the weekend. That's if you're staying around Shepherd's Bush area. You know, if you are traveling in, you can find something cheaper. You know, the rail tubes are pretty good. You know, if you can find something cheaper, then do it. So side events, full box team sealed seems pretty cool. Full box of Uprising, 24 boosters. You've got to make 3 classic constructed decks from those. So 1 Icelander, 1 Fire, 1 Dromai, and off to the races. A commoner event and an ultimate pit fight. So these side events will again go on till 10:30 in the evening. They run concurrently as well. Okay, so you might need to take Monday off if you're going for these ones. All right. So yeah, a massive day of gaming. Okay, so Skirmish. What we've got for Skirmish is to come this week. So week 2, we've got tomorrow. Okay, or if you're watching it, it'll be today. A Fistful of Dice in Portsmouth. So if you can get down there, it's a bit weird. It's on during the week. I find that very strange, but that might be just when their armories are normally on and they just run a skirmish instead. So if you want to travel the distance, you know, and maybe scalp a few locals, you know, Fistful of Dice in Portsmouth is the way to go. Or on Thursday, the 4th of August, you've got the venue in Plymouth. I would have thought that would be their normal armory night, so you can go down there and join in. But Saturday, the 6th of August, we've got Dark Sphere London and Excalibur Gaming in Taunton, followed by on the Sunday, we have this on the 7th, we have Fanboy 3 in Greater Manchester.
Yeah, lots going on next week.
Yeah, it's just a full calendar. It's just like full on, trying to do the Blitz season, trying to pull new players in. But saying that, if you are going to Blitz and you're new to the tournament scene, Blitz is very aggressive. You know what I mean? It's not you've only got 20 life, you know, and there are heroes there that can do 20 damage in one turn. So don't be upset if someone smashes you for 20 damage. You know, that's just the nature of Blitz. So, you know, you just got to learn how to block, or take a really aggressive deck and hopefully, you know, go first.
I think it's difficult, like, especially in our local scene. I won't say too much, but like where I played on Saturday, like we were such a huge growing community, and we got 14 players at our armory, which is the biggest turnout we've had, which is fantastic. And I've said to yourself, Peterborough has not been a great area to sort of start off with, so now that we've got something, it's great. And there was a real mixture of like me and Rob, who obviously have been playing for just over a year, and then you had loads of new players as well joining. And I definitely think it's difficult when I take something like a Benji because I enjoy the deck. It's not sort of meant to be, oh, I'm going to go smash out. It's just because I like the deck and I have fun with it. But when you've got new players coming in, it's definitely got to take into consideration that these kind of style of decks can, I guess, dishearten some people sometimes. And there's, unfortunately, that's just the way Skirmish is. But I definitely think that even though Skirmish is an introductory product, I think, like you say, you have to take into consideration that you will get good players going to these Skirmish events because there are great prizes up for it. The playmats, the promos, and all things like that, they hold value, and they're things that people want to win. But I also appreciate that it's like an introductory for new people at the same time as well. So you can get this clash where you've got competitive players versus new players. And I think people have just got to take like general care and just explain and just be polite and just say, look, great game. Hope to see you more often, kind of thing. And just try and not have too much tension and friction.
Yeah, but this is, you know, you're cutting your teeth in the tournament scene. You know what I mean? You've got to you learn your lessons. You just like, you know what I mean? If you, you know, they might spur them on to go to a tournament with that deck in the future. They've just got to, you know, get to grips with the format and see what happens. But what I would say is, I think we kind of like, we have seen a drop off in players. You know, we've seen sort of like Just Play only have 5 players. We've seen Athena Games only have 10. You know, the tournament schedule for this year, you know, our first full year really of tournaments has been pretty full on, and it's not. I feel it could be actually, they could put a roadmap out to go, right, this is our schedule for the year, so players can look to see when they want to actually take a break. You know, for the nationals, not all the information was there at the beginning of the road to national season. Not all the information was available. When was nationals? When did the 90-day skirmish? When did the 90-day XP actually start? When did it actually finish? This information was not given to players prior to the road to nationals starting. If you're trying to grind out to nationals, if you're trying to grind out to nationals, you should have been doing it 90 days ago, not trying to fit 30 days worth of grinding, you know, to try and get a national place. It's a bit, you know, I think it's a little bit short-sighted, and we do need a roadmap of things to come.
Agreed.
So hopefully, you know, we shall start seeing that next year, and we just have to ride the train at the minute, and see how it goes. But good luck to everybody who are taking part in these skirmishes this week. Please contact me with information on the breakdowns, the top 8s, the top 4s. You know, first names and surnames of the players is always great, plus the hero they're using, and then I can give them a proper shout out for making the top 4s, and I will give you a shout out for providing me with that information. So thank you so much for watching. Anything else you want to add, James?
I was just going to say, like, if people want to give out their deck lists, I understand people who can be a bit sort of protective over them because they don't want to give them out. But if you are willing to give out a deck list, we'll share it, and we'll show people what you've been playing, or we can try and talk about it a bit, see what you're actually been doing that's different from someone else.
Yeah, or give us a brief overview. Like, we found out that it was a dash pound tech load pounder list. We found out it was a Briar CMH list. So if you don't want to share your deck list, just give us an overview of basically what it is, so we can go, okay, it's kind of like this build. All right, nice. Okay, so until next week, everybody take care. Enjoy yourselves.
Bye.